All right, but
I agree.
All right, Dr. Rustigan, if that is the signature, how does that help police find him?
That's what's so vexing in this case, that vanity, the monstrous ego, narcissism runs through all of these cases. You know, there's the game, the chess match, but we don't know where he's going to strike, and we don't know his motivations because we saw a shift in the letter. Now he apparently wants money. He wants a dialogue. That's helpful. I mean, always when there's communication, that's a plus for law enforcement, but maybe the communication's going to stop. Now we're concerned about crank calls or copycats. What's going to solve this case, and what solves most serial murder cases, is the right tip, the right witness. And this might be in the mill. Law enforcement might be closer to an apprehension than we know. They're sifting through these tips now, and although they might appear to be stymied, something might break on this any time.
So, Brent Turvey, if he suddenly says he wants money, he suddenly says your children are not safe, he is suddenly communicating where he hasn't been silent, what do professionals derive from that information?
Again, he doesn't want it to stop. I think he sensed a lull, and he's getting bored with the way it's been going, so he's changing it. He's doing things that he thinks are going to get a reaction from the community. And I think the language that he's using is specific, is particularly horrible. I mean, there's nothing more horrible to any community than to have their children under threat. I mean, he's striking at the very heart of the community, and then now he's seeing that that's effective. He's seeing at first he was satisfying his own motives with the spree. Then he's playing cat and mouse with law enforcement, making them look stupid, doing things to satisfy those needs. Then he sees how terrorized the community gets and how fearful they are, and that fills him with a sense of power. So now he's doing things that are going to perpetuate that.
Dr. Rustigan, I'm getting the sense that this is a meeting behind closed doors at the Montgomery County Police Department, and that they are as frustrated as I am, and you are, and Brent Turvey is, that we know these things now. We can deduce these things from the communication and from his behavior, but it doesn't lead us anywhere.
That's right. That's right. We're all frustrated, but yet, looking at many cases of serial murder that are solved, the right tip might come in. We're still looking at possible witness information going back to the Home Depot shooting. There was a couple of witnesses there that we don't know about, and tips are coming in all the time. And again, what cracks these cases will be a sudden tip, the right witness, maybe he's living near a neighbor, maybe somebody's noticing erratic behavior. We're hoping that that will come in. And it's possible, anytime.
Dr. Michael Rustigan and Brent Turvey, we appreciate both of you coming on today. Thanks a lot. Coming up on the big story, police trying hard to crack the serial sniper case. We'll take an in-depth look at the investigation. And of all things, could there be a French connection? The full story is on the way. Plus, Montgomery County Police Chief Charles Moose initially blasted the media, but in the past few days, he's asked for the media's help communicating with this serial sniper. We'll take a look at the media's role next on the big story. Police have been trying to communicate with the sniper through the media. My next guest says don't bother. Concentrate on solid police work, tips from the public, and hope you get lucky. John Beza is a former New York City police detective. So what do you mean by solid police work?
Well, I mean by checking things that are mundane. Traffic tickets, parking tickets, speeding tickets in the area on the dates of the crimes, or also prior to the crimes in case he was casing the scene. That sounds mundane, it's not sexy, it's not profiling, but that's the way you solve these cases.
But if it's a careful killer who didn't get a speeding ticket or didn't get a parking ticket, that's not going to lead you much.
Well, that's true, but you have to try it. But another thing that you need to do is we need to determine whether we have any handwriting on any of these notes. That's going to be a big plus for the police if they can get that handwriting out to the public and to the media.
Well, they have avoided doing that. They've yet to show us the tarot card with the handwriting on it. And then Saturday night there was a note left on a tree, and they weren't able to open the note and inspect it. Forensics was at work until after a deadline, and the note had elapsed. And that's why Chief Moose came out and asked for the phone call. But why do you suspect they haven't?
I I don't know, actually, quite frankly. I think that they should have released it, and this is why. Let me just explain why. Because it's a specific type of information that can lead to a specific individual. Somebody may notice that handwriting and say, you know what, that's my son, that's my brother, that's, you know, my uncle, whatever. Somebody knows this person. The person's not a ghost. Somebody's his neighbor, his mother, whatever. He has relatives.
You know, there's a picture we have live from Aspen Hills where the shooting occurred this morning. You look at those trees, I mean, there's buildings in them, but this looks fairly easy to go and secrete yourself in the dark and get away in the dark. It sounds like this person is thinking this out very clearly, not getting emotional, not being impulsive, but being thoughtful about what he's doing. When that's the situation, how do the cops beat him?
I think what the cops have to do is the cops have to go back and start back at the basics. All the stuff that I said before as well, you know, the speeding tickets and all that stuff, but the stuff they've been doing, the surveillance tapes, the eyewitness identification, interviewing witnesses. Maybe you're not always going to be successful, but you have to try to do that.
So you're not into shrinkage. You're not into looking at the note and saying, oh, this guy is, he's a narcissist, he's on an ego trip, this is vanity. That doesn't mean much to you.
It doesn't mean anything to an investigator. It doesn't mean, even if you don't know his motive, so what? There are ways to catch a person without knowing his motive. It's been done. It's done on many cases.
Well, what do you make of what appears to be a random pattern here? Anything?
I think it's just a way to terrorize the community and to feel powerful over that terrorizing the community. I think the offender feels powerful because of that. And that's probably maybe one of the reasons he went back to the scene of the original 5 or 6 shootings to show that, hey, I could do it anywhere.
John Beza, former New York City police detective. John, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up on the big story, surveillance video, a major tool in catching criminals. Could it help put this serial sniper behind bars? Then, could the sniper be a military sharpshooter from France who deserted after a summer holiday in North America? Plus, the sniper attacks making people afraid they or someone close to them will be next. But is there such a thing as being too careful?